Over 50 glow up? Yes, please. It is possible, and many people are proving that over 50 is where it's at. They are looking hotter than ever before. And so I'm super excited to share with you today one TikToker who I discovered who is over 50. She is looking better than she has ever looked in her life, and she shares a lot of tips and tricks about how she got that body for her and her husband. So let's go ahead and dive right in, because I find this to be so inspiring. Regardless of your age, you can definitely learn from someone like this TikToker we're going to talk about today and incorporate her tips into your life, and so you can get a glow up too regardless of your age. And before we dive into today's video, I'm super excited because it is actually Chetti Blake's 10-year anniversary. Many of you beauties love Chetti Blake bags as much as I do, and you might have seen my previous video where I had just recently gotten this beautiful baby right here, and I am so in love with her. I just wanted to do an update and let you know, yes, this is still my number one bag, and the quality is unsurpassed. It is still as beautiful as the day I got it, and I have to tell you, I actually beat this bag up. I do not baby it, and yet it has stayed pristine. The condition, the quality, it's actually, I think, getting better and better. The more that I use it, the more that I wear it, it just seems to be getting even softer, and just, I don't know, it's just absolutely stunning, but has no scratches to the leather, even though, again, I have not babied this bag, and yet it is so durable, as well as being a very soft leather. It's actually quite durable though as well. So I just wanted to let you know they are having a bunch of specials on Chetti Blake bags on their website for their 10-year anniversary. So I will have their website linked down below. But another great thing about this bag is that it does truly hold a ton. So you can take this to work, to school, to every day, to the gym. You could even probably put a bunch of, if you have kids, a bunch of kid stuff in here, because it holds so much, and it has this beautiful suede lining inside, and so you really can't believe how much it holds, yet it never pulls weight on you. It doesn't feel heavy. Some of my bags that I have, you know, they will actually, because I guess the bag in itself is very heavy, but this bag is not. The Chetti Blake bags are actually very lightweight, yet the leather is so supple, it's so durable, but it is such high quality, but yet it is not heavy. The handle does not hurt your arm or anything like that, and it does come with a crossbody option as well. So again, you can just hold a ton, and yet it never, you know, it never winds up being heavy on you. And as you could see, the quality of the leather is right up there with the highest of high-end brands. You know, I do have the Hermes Kelly bag, and the quality of this bag is, I would say, it is the same. Aside from the brand name, the quality in itself, the leather in itself, the craftsmanship, the details are exactly the same between this bag and the Hermes Kelly bag that I have. So, you know, the only thing that's different is the price point. These are so much more affordable and easier to get, and they do have a lot of really cute designs, different styles, different, you know, smaller bags, larger bags. So there's a lot of options with these Chetti Blake bags. I know so many of you beauties love Chetti Blake as much as I do, so I just had to come and share their 10-year anniversary sale with you. And this pocket in the back, you cannot beat it. So easy just to grab your belongings in and out on the run. You know, you can dress this bag up or dress it down. I take it to Pilates with me, but then I take it to events, you know, when I go to the golf club with my husband, when he has different events there, parties, and it's more dressy, I'll bring this bag as well. So it goes from dressy, you know, from day to night. There's so many different ways that you can wear this bag, which makes it so great as well. This is just the one that I'm reaching for, no matter the occasion. So I couldn't wait to come and share, again, their 10-year anniversary sales, although they do have a lot of good sales on their site in general. If you sign up for email alerts, you will definitely be alerted to when these sales go on. So I couldn't wait to come and share a kind of an update with you, let you know I am still in love with this bag. It is still my number one baby. And so I'll have this one linked down below. This is the Ava. So I'll link this one down below, but you'll see on their site, they have plenty of choices, plenty of options to choose from. So thank you to Chetti Blake for partnering with me on this portion of today's video. So this TikToker, Lina Fit, is actually 52 years old, and she claims that she looks better now and feels better now than she has ever felt or looked in her entire life. And it's not just her, but as I mentioned earlier, her husband is in on the glow up too. Both of them have totally transformed their lives with nutrition, eating healthy, exercising, and on her TikTok, she shares so many of her tips and tricks. So I wanted to share them with you guys today as well, because if you're like me, I personally love hearing about women over 50, over 40, just just women of all ages, even, you know, any age, that are just taking control of their lives, being positive, being healthy. I find it to be so inspiring. So Lena Fit is actually a trainer as well as being a super fit woman in her 50s and a TikToker and an influencer. And about her glow up, she says her and her husband's glow up in her 50s is proof that making your health and fitness a priority will have you looking and feeling your best in your 50s. The first thing they do is prioritize their strength training, and they train 4 or 5 times a week and focus on moving their bodies. Lena and her husband also make sure they have a balanced diet full of whole nutritious food, and they limit their alcohol intake. So Lena's been sharing these tips and tricks to her 88,000 TikTok followers. I know I had discovered her a few years ago on Instagram, and I was so inspired by her because when I discovered her, she was probably, she might have just turned 50, or she was around, you know, in her late 40s. And I had just had to start taking this medication that they say puts your body into menopause. And everybody says when you're in menopause, you're just going to get overweight, and you have, basically they make it sound like you have no control over it. And so I would look at her pictures though, and you would see her that she's not overweight. She looks amazing. And I was very inspired by her because, you know, everybody will tell you that when you get older, you're going to have to gain weight. You can't have a flat stomach, or, you know, you can't have muscle tone. You know, so many people will give you that message, and I really don't think it's true. And someone like Lena proves that it's not true, because here she is, she has muscle, she's healthy, she's not overweight, she looks absolutely stunning. I mean, regardless of your weight, I don't think it even has anything to do with it. It's just being healthy. You can see she eats healthy foods. She doesn't have inflammation. I know when I was eating junk food, I was incredibly inflamed. My face was so swollen, my whole body was swollen, because I was eating so much sugar and junk food and cheese and fried food and cheeseburgers and white flour, and it all will make your face look inflamed. So the reason that my face isn't inflamed anymore is because I don't eat those foods anymore. So Lena is a perfect example. She's also a mom, so she's a great example to her daughters as well. And many people are hugely impressed with her transformation, because she is fitter now than when she was in her 20s and 30s. And people are actually saying, respectfully, ma'am, I thought you were your husband's daughter. Another added, oh wow, you guys look amazing. They hashtag goals. And another person commented on her TikTok, manifesting this for my husband and I. As I mentioned earlier, a lot of people will tell you that when you get older, you're just gonna have, you're gonna gain weight, and you're not gonna be able to have abs or muscle tone or things like that. But Lena is known for her amazing abs. She calls them her midlife abs, and the mom of 2 shares her secrets after she ditched what she calls her old lady body, and she became ripped at actually 51. So I must have discovered her when she just turned 51, because when I discovered her, she was ripped, and I would look at her pictures and I would be like, oh my gosh, how does she have muscles? How does she have abs? When everybody's been telling me, even the doctors told me, multiple doctors told me, they said you're gonna gain like 30 pounds from taking this medication that I had to take. So, and they'll tell you that too, if you go into menopause, if you get older, I mean, God bless, hopefully we all want to get older, right? I'm so tired of the narrative of people saying, oh, you're older. Excuse me, we want to get older, okay? Please, thank you very much. Getting older is amazing. Don't listen to anybody. The thing is though, you have to take care of your health when you get older, but it has its benefits because you wind up feeling amazing. I know when I was younger, I didn't take care of my health. I took it for granted. But when you get older, you do have to take care of your health or you won't feel that good. So I find that, eating healthy now, if I ate junk food, I would feel like crap. But, that's what's kind of good about, being older, is that you have to eat healthy. You're kind of forced to be more disciplined, but it's wonderful because the benefits that you get, the mental clarity, feeling good in your body, it's amazing. Lena says that she herself struggled with her weight after her second child, and she was actually a size 16. So she hit the gym and she overhauled her diet and turned her life around to become a ripped 51-year-old. And now she is a size size 8, and she looks back at old photos and she can barely recognize herself. Some of Lena's tips to blast belly fat without going to the gym or dieting is she says that you need to chew your food. She says this mindfulness trick is used to focus your brain on the food you are eating, how it tastes, and how it feels, rather than eating in a hurry. If the brain does not register that you have eaten, she says that you'll soon crave more food. So she definitely recommends chewing your food slowly. Another tip that she shares is to have an avocado a day. She says that eating avocado every day can fight fat in women, which collects around the organs in the stomach and can lead to diabetes, heart attack, and some cancers. Another tip that Lena recommends is avoiding fizzy drinks. She says losing belly fat may just be a case of preventing bloating, she says, which can happen from drinking fizzy soft drinks. Instead, she says keep hydrated with water. Another tip that she shares is to reduce alcohol. She says alcohol does no favors at all for our health or figures. It's empty calories, meaning it contributes to your calorie intake without any nutritional benefit. Hangovers can also lead to eating more fatty foods while putting you off of exercising. She also recommends sleeping more. According to studies that have been done, if you're not sleeping well, it can cause weight gain. So people are more likely to crave junk food when they are sleep deprived, because not only are they in need of an energy boost, but their appetite hormones are all over the place. And then finally, she says it's super important to reduce stress. Stress can cause an imbalance of hormones, particularly cortisol. This hormone has been linked with obesity and excess belly fat. She says find ways to reduce your stress to avoid the so-called stress belly. So those are just some of the tips that she has shared on how she got her glow up over 50. Would you try any of these tips? I definitely am going to incorporate eating that avocado every day because I personally love avocado. So I'm definitely going to incorporate that. I do personally drink a lot of fizzy drinks. I do drink those stevia ones though. So, but maybe the air bubbles, the carbonation is going to make your belly bloated. But what do you guys think? Would you try any of her tips? I know on her TikTok, she shares so many healthy recipes and what she eats in a day. So she just shares a lot of inspiration and motivating posts. So definitely check her out on TikTok. I'll have her link down below. She's also on Instagram as well. So if you are primarily on Instagram, I'll have her Instagram link down below too, because she's so inspiring. Again, no matter what age you are, she's an inspiration. She's a healthy woman, a strong woman, you know, not listening to the negativity, not listening to the negative chit chat, and doing her own thing. And I think it's definitely working. She looks amazing. And I know that since I've also, you know, ditched junk food and things of that nature and made exercising a priority in my life, I feel better myself now than I've ever felt in my life. I definitely have so much energy. I never had energy before. I feel so much better, you know, mentally, emotionally, just it feels so good to feel good in your body too. So what do you guys think though? Let me know your thoughts down below. Do you guys believe in glow ups over 50, over 40, over 60, over 30? What do you guys think? Let me know down below. And that's pretty much it. I hope you guys are all doing good, and I'll see you very soon. Bye.